Welcome to the Wealthy Woman's Podcast, a podcast for high-achieving women who are great at making money but struggle to build wealth. You'll learn how to take control of your money, increase your net worth, and make more. Ladies, it's time to create a life with more money and more freedom. Let's dive in. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Stop Overspending series. And today we are going to talk about a subject matter that I see with my clients all the time, and it's money avoidance. And I know if I see it so much with my clients, and I've seen it in myself from time to time, especially in the past, then I know for sure that a lot of you are probably suffering from money avoidance. This is where you don't even want to look at your money. You can go weeks, maybe even months, and you're not even paying attention. You're not opening your online banking apps. You're not looking at your spending. You're not looking at your credit card statements or anything like that. And a lot of times this is because we know that maybe we've been going overboard a little bit, or we have some other story that we're telling ourselves, and that is causing us to avoid our money. So if we know we've been swiping our cards a lot, or we had a lot of unexpected expenses, or we just don't feel in control of our finances, we'll just stop looking altogether. And when we do this, it is not helpful. And so that's why we're going to talk about it today. And it is something that I will be helping you all through in my Stop Overspending course live that we will be kicking off on October 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, there will be replays for this, and this is a 6-week live course where you'll join me live as I teach the Stop Overspending course lessons. And then you'll also get access to live Q&A and coaching that Wednesday following the live class. This is something that is so important to me. It's something I've been wanting to do for so long, because overspending is the one thing that keeps so many of my clients stuck. It has kept me stuck. It is probably keeping you stuck. I will put money on it. It is keeping you stuck. And once you can figure this out, you open up the floodgates for you to be able to build wealth. And so I know if I can put everything I know in a course that you can purchase on demand, because in the future, this course will be available on demand, but do not wait for that. If you are listening to me live and it's before October 28th, I highly encourage you not to wait for the on-demand version, because it will not include the Q&A and the coaching. That's a bonus for those of you who join me live. And here's the real reason why. Because I know for sure the on-demand people, they'll be able to get results even without the Q&A and coaching. I know that. But the Q&A and coaching is a bonus. But here's the real reason why I don't want you to wait. Because whenever we wait, whenever we say I'll do it later, later never comes. And it's because of something called the law of diminishing intent. When we're first excited about something, when we're first motivated to do something, when we first get an idea to do something, that's when we need to pounce on it. Because if we don't, then we will talk ourselves out of it. Our brains will give you all the reasons why you should not do it. And that is all so that you can stay stuck in the same familiar cycle that you have been in for a long time. So don't say, oh, I'm going to wait, because here's the thing. You'll get the replays. You're going to get live coaching. Like, just do it now. If this is something that's speaking to you and you're like, oh my gosh, I should do it. Should I do it now? I don't know if it's going to be, a good time. Listen, there's never, ever, ever a perfect time to do anything. And when you're ready to change your life and you get that inkling, when you get that nudge, you need to pounce on it. Like I said, otherwise you'll talk yourself out of it. The motivation and excitement will dwindle and you'll never do it. You'll never do it. So this is your chance. This is your opportunity. And if you're telling yourself, oh my gosh, I don't have time. How am I going to fit this into my schedule? Here's what I want to say. There's two types of time. There's the micro time, which is like the time in the day, like the hours in the day. And then there's the macro time. And I learned this from a guy named Alex Hormozy. He talks about the macro time. That is, oh, this is just a busy season in my life. And the truth is, if you can learn how to manage your money in a busy season, then you'll always know how to manage your money, no matter what the season is. But if you wait until things calm down and, oh my gosh, I now have all this time, which we know will never come, then you'll only be able to keep up with managing your money when the time is right, when you don't have a lot on your plate, right? And so it's always a good time to develop yourself. It's always a good time to work on an area of your life that you know is an issue for you. And then when you look at the micro time, that's the hours in the day, right? And now I'm going to get a little chippy. I'm going to get a little sassy with you all. Listen, how many hours do you spend scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on Facebook? How many hours a week, a day, right? Then how many hours do you binge watch your favorite shows? Listen, I know Netflix has all the good shows. Love is Blind, Lincoln Lawyer, Emily in Paris. Like, I know how those shows can suck you in and you will end up spending hours just binge watching things. So when you tell yourself you don't have time, that's really not true. It's just you're not prioritizing it. And could you give yourself a shot for 6 weeks where you spend an hour on Monday on your money and an hour on Wednesday, just for 6 weeks? And that investment of time can literally change everything for you. Okay? So don't let the, I don't have time, this is not a good time, don't let any of that hold you back. And don't let, oh, I'm just going to wait into another, more convenient time. I'm going to wait, because that also is a trick. It's a nice, sophisticated trick that your brain offers you to just keep you stuck doing nothing. Okay, so now let's get back to money avoidance. I know I kind of went left on that, but I really wanted to address that because I know that's a reason why some of you are not signing up. So many of you have signed up already. And I want to say congratulations. Thank you. I'm so excited to work with you in the next couple of weeks. I'm so excited. But a lot of you want to, and you're telling yourself you don't have time, right? Or I'm going to wait. And I just don't want you to do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Okay, let's get into money avoidance. So remember, this is something that we all do. It is actually normal to want to avoid your money, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. However, avoiding your money is not the answer to your money problems. Avoiding your money can actually make things worse. So today, what we're going to do is talk about why you avoid your money and how to stop so that you can take control of your finances and build wealth. Okay? Because you will not build wealth if you don't have a pulse on your money, if you don't know what's going on with your money. There's a saying that says, what you focus on expands and what you ignore disappears. Just like a person. Let's say you were in a relationship with another person and you were ignoring that person. They would just disappear. They'll stop coming around you. But if you paid attention to it, if you took care of that person, if you were nice to that person, if you hung out with that person, then they would want to hang out with you. And it's the same thing with your money. What you focus on expands and what you ignore will disappear. And so no wonder why so many of you are scratching your head wondering, where did all my money go? It's because you're not paying attention to it. It's because you're avoiding it, and you're doing it for a good reason. And let me tell you what that reason is. You're avoiding your money because when you look at your finances, it brings up feelings that you'd rather not feel. This is true for all of us. It's true for me, it's true for you, and it's true for my clients. When we look at our finances and we feel ashamed, when we feel discouraged, when we feel frustrated, when we feel disappointed, we don't want to feel those things. And so we're just like, you know what? I'm just not even going to look because I don't want to feel ashamed. I don't want to feel discouraged. I don't feel like being frustrated right now. So I'm just going to ignore it. But here's the thing. I really, really want you to know. It's not the numbers themselves that are making you feel this way. It's the way you talk to yourself. It's the way we talk to ourselves about what we see. It's the story that we tell ourselves about ourselves and the numbers, right? It's the negative self-talk and the self-judgment that makes us feel awful. Remember, your brain wants you to feel good all the time. And so if it knows that every time you look at your bank account, you beat yourself up and start to feel discouraged and frustrated, it's going to really, really push you to avoid it. It's going to distract you. It's going to say, look over here, don't look there, right? You'll look later. You'll take care of that later. But I want you to know that you can actually look at your finances and not beat yourself up about it. Because when we talk down to ourselves, that's when we feel bad. When we say, I'm not good with money. See, I'll never be able to do this. I'm never going to get out of debt. I'll never be able to save. I'm just a lost cause. When we say those mean things to ourselves, we feel bad. We feel awful. We feel ashamed, discouraged, frustrated, and disappointed. And that doesn't feel good. And your brain doesn't want you to have to feel those emotions. So it's just like, okay, just avoid your money. Just avoid your money. But like I said, it doesn't have to be that way. And when you learn how to look at your finances from a place of curiosity, almost like a scientist, like you're just looking at data, neutral data. When we're able to do that, then the negatively charged emotions will go away. When we stop judging our past behaviors and start getting curious about them, instead, that's when the real wealth building can begin, because then we get to learn from our mistakes. Then we get to know ourselves. Then we get to make different decisions moving forward. But you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to be able to do that if you won't even look. And this is one of the key things we will tackle in the Stop Overspending course. You'll learn how to approach yourself and your finances in a brand new way so that you don't want to ignore your money anymore, so that you're actually motivated to look at your money. You look forward to looking at your money because you've learned to not judge yourself. You've learned how to not talk down to yourself. And when you can learn those things, that's when the curiosity can take over. That's when you can start making different choices and different decisions and just really start creating a whole new reality for yourself. So if this is something that you know you do, if you know that you avoid your money for days and weeks, maybe even months at a time, then you are invited to join me in the Stop Overspending course live. All you have to do is go to jermainefoley.com/SOS. That's Jermaine Foley with a G.com/SOS, or go to the show notes. The class is filling up. We get started on October 28th, which is 1 week from today. We are kicking things off and I cannot wait to see you there. All right. I will see you tomorrow for our next Stop Overspending series episode. Bye-bye. Hey, before you go, if you're ready to create a life with more money and more freedom, then you're invited to join the Wealthy Woman's Academy, my signature coaching program where you'll learn how to take control of your money and build wealth without sacrificing your lifestyle. To get started, head on over to jermainefoley.com/WWA. That's Jermaine with a G. See you over there. Bye-bye.